what's going on, everybody? I'm the Tim Ice here, and welcome back to Dunswell. Put on your seatbelts, guys, because this episode is going to be loaded with a bunch of stuff. First, let me explain. So, in the last episode, I told you guys I was going to build a highway to kind of accommodate this new agricultural district. I was going to build a highway that would make its way up here and connect over to this stretch of highway in the hopes of alleviating a little bit of traffic from this road. But I really don't think that's going to work out on second thought, because I think traffic in city skylines take the shortest route. So going like from over here and making a detour all across the industrial zone, I don't think it would get much use, honestly. And to be quite fair, the traffic, I mean, it may look bad from afar, but it's really not that terrible. I mean, it's pretty bad, but only half the time does it really get like this bad. Most of the time it's emptier than this. So I'm not going to address that right yet. There's actually a ton of stuff that we have to address before that. One of which is, let's see, in my menus here, elementary school capacity is not enough. Same with high school, same with university, although we're just barely in the green. And then we don't have a public library, and we're kind of becoming a bigger city now. We really want to make use of all the attractions that we have available, especially that we have 1.5 million in the bank. We have more than enough money to place down all of these services. Another one is water. Water availability is quite low. We want to address that. So most of this episode, I'm just going to be focusing on all of the services that the city requires. And then I'm going to get into some interesting things a little later in this episode. So first of which, let's go over our water situation. That's the most important thing right now. We got to make sure that we have enough water for all the citizens. And first, let's address our water availability, which is kind of going down. So to do that, should I place down another water pump? I have 3 water pumps along this stream here. It seems to be pulling in quite a bit of current. Oh shoot, is it actually pulling in some current? Yeah, so it's actually pulling some current from like way over here. Oof, that's probably not a good thing. Let's check the pollution. Okay, so it looks like there's no pollution making its way in the water. So I think there's only some ground pollution right now. There's 0 water pollution, but I have to be very careful, because if we do have some water pollution come up at some point, it may make its way into our water pumps here, because these 3 pumps seem to be pulling in a lot of current. Like, look at that. This river is just backing up into this one over here. I don't know if I want to place another pump though, because I mean, this river can only take so much. Like, look at that. I mean, it's just pulling in water from this side of the river. Not the most ideal situation. Maybe a water tower would do. So how much does one pump do? 120,000 cubic meters a week, whereas a water tower is half that. A large water tower, 160,000 cubic meters a week. So okay, could maybe go for a large water tower. Where do I want to place a large water tower? Maybe over here in this open space. Maybe around here. I think that would work. So let's connect that up to the system. And that should bring us like way into the green, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, all right, we're maxed out. Oh, actually, you know what? We have some water tanks now, some water reservoirs. So for those of you who don't know, what this does is, in the event that we're running low on water availability, or something goes wrong, we have some reservoirs that house some water, and then you can kind of rely on that for a little bit. So how about Here, let me... I know the water reservoirs are quite large. So let's make this open space here maybe like a sort of water reservation center or something, you know, that provides water for the city. So if I make a road going up this way, am I gonna have enough room for some pumps? Oh, look at that. That's perfect. All right, so let's place down a couple of reservoirs. 2 is probably fine. So let's hook this up to the system. And hope for the best. So I believe these are going to fill. Okay, look at that. They're gonna fill all the way to 100%, and they're just gonna stay there until probably the most likely thing to happen is if I neglect our water situation long enough and then we dip into the red, it's basically probably gonna buy me just a little bit of time. But it's a good thing to have, you know, in the event of an emergency. But yeah, that looks cool. The water tower. Might want to move this back a little bit though. Oh shoot, it disconnected it. There. We'll connect that up like so. All right, now the second challenge is water treatment or sewage treatment. For this, for the time being, I don't have the Eco Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant unlocked. And this has a very large drainage capacity of 160,000 cubic meters a week. The only thing I have right now, or the best thing I have, is just the regular Eco Inland Water Treatment Plant, which does not even half that. But I don't really want to go for anything else because it tends to pollute more. I have the Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant, but it creates 20 pollution. Wait, whoa, why? Why does this produce more pollution, but it's the eco version? Oh, okay, hold on. This building processes and drains the wastewater back into the ground. But what is this one any different? Advanced, This building processes and drains wastewater back into the ground. Okay, but why does the advanced water treatment plant create less pollution than the eco version? Is it eco as in like economy? So it's cheaper, but oh, that's what it is. So this one is only 4,000, whereas the advanced is 15,000. But it's like 15,000 is really not that much in this game. Why wouldn't anybody go for the advanced? Okay, well, let's just place an advanced, I guess. I mean, noise pollution is a little bit more, but nobody really cares about that over here. So yeah, let's go for the advanced version. You can even place 2, they're so cheap. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna replace this one and then just put another bigger one. Wow, that's weird. But maybe once we unlock the... Oh, you know why? Okay. All right. I think this is what's happening. Because this, the Eco Inland Water Treatment Plant, is the replacement for the Inland Water Treatment Plant, not the Advanced. So I didn't unlock the Advanced Eco Water Treatment Plant. That's why. Okay. Well, it all makes sense now. So let's place this bad boy right as far as I can place it down this way. It all makes sense now, guys. Everything is good. There. Perfect. So that will likely fix our water issue. Look at that. Boom. Water availability and sewage treatment is like full. But why is water availability bouncing all over the place? I'm assuming it's because of these reservoirs. You know, they're not done filling up. You know, as water's being pumped into the system, some of it's going into these tanks. So it's going to just like bounce around for a bit until they're full. Not to worry. Okay, so we fixed that issue. Now, the next thing on the list is education. We're struggling with elementary school capacity right now. High school, same as university. So we're going to want to take care of that as soon as possible, because this is most likely what's preventing our city from advancing to like higher levels and stuff, and university capacity. So we're going to want to take care of this as soon as possible. So let's go into our elementary schools menu here, and let's place one down. I'm just going to place one down here temporarily. Now this is subject to move because I'm totally unsure of how this area is going to develop because of the whole train station situation, but at least placing down some schools will allow our buildings to upgrade and land value to go up and all the good things that are going to happen. So I doubt one school, one school is not going to do it. But these neighborhoods over here are kind of out of range. So let's place another elementary school right here, I suppose, on the very tip of this peninsula. We're good. But yeah, this is... I kind of dislike how many elementary schools you need to place down in a city. Like, it's kind of unrealistic to have to place one down at every street, but whatever. Maybe we could place one down for good measure. I know we're in the green, but we're just barely above the yellow, so let's place a European elementary school over here. I'm gonna place one down right there. So I think we're gonna be all set with that. Now, as far as high schools go, because this is downtown, I'm gonna place a modern high school. And I'm just going to place it right next to this elementary school for now. I mean, these might stay here. I might move them. We'll see how the city expands. But placing this high school brings us fairly well into the green. So I'm going to leave that there for now. And then as far as universities go, I'm going to probably have to place down another university. But actually, let me check. In my education menu, look at all these buildings that we have unlocked. You know, why don't we place all of these right now? Because we're making so much money now. We have so much money in the bank. Why not? It's just going to raise the land value, right? Oh, and I'm just spotting something. Probably want to do something about this. So we're taking advantage of the dam that's across the map. There. That'll improve our power situation slightly. And I think we're okay for power. For now, we're good. All right, so let's see what we have. I know we didn't place a public library down in the city. We want to do that because what it does is, what does it do? It collects and stores books, films, newspapers, documents, and much more. Everything is now made accessible to all citizens around the city for borrowing. Library gives a small bonus to education within the building's radius. Oh yeah, it has a decent radius too. So we want to be strategic where we place this down, of course, because, well, the high schools and whatnot. Actually, does it matter what schools are in its radius? It probably only educates the citizens, like the homes that are within its radius. So I'm thinking maybe like over in this older part of town. Because the library does look like a historic building. I think right there is probably a suitable spot. Yeah, that looks all right. Awesome. Now, the next thing down the line is a community school. This allows children to get education and grow into educated adults, an alternative to an elementary school. Okay. Student capacity 300 versus, or 250. Student capacity 250 as opposed to 300 has a smaller capacity than an elementary school. Then what's the advantage with going with this? Does it educate them faster? It's not very much more expensive. I don't know. Let's just place it down. Why not? It's not a very big building either. But where can I place it? I'm so unsure of like how downtown's gonna look. I don't want to place too many buildings right now. I think I'd rather just replace some low density. I'm gonna plop that down there. And then next up we have the Institute of Creative Arts. And what this does, it's a prestigious school specializing in creative arts, educates teens, an alternative to a high school. So again, a high school has a capacity of 1,000. This has a capacity of 800. Not sure what the advantage of this is over a high school, but let's go ahead and place one anyways. This building is a little larger. And again, I'm gonna place it like right in this block, but anything in this area, like all of this is subject to move. That just depends on how the whole train station situation is gonna go. And then last but not least, we have a Modern Technology Institute. So this school teaches teenagers in ways of technology, an alternative to a university. Okay. Let me check something. Okay, so it looks like these, community school and the institute account for like high school and elementary school capacity. So that's awesome. I'm assuming this will account for university capacity. So kill two birds with one stone. And this is a pretty big building. Look at that. And you know what this looks like? It looks like a convention center. And where can we place this? It's a pretty large building. You know what? I'm getting an idea. You know how I was explaining in the last episode when we built this whole highway system that, I was kind of getting Seattle vibes? Like, doesn't this look kind of like Seattle? With this whole sunken system? Seattle kind of has a series of tunnels which go under this giant building. I think it's a convention center, but I'm not quite sure. I know in Montreal, there's a section of tunnel that goes under like the city's convention center. So you know what? Maybe I can figure out a way. Maybe I can build like a short tunnel underneath this building. Where should I place this? Over here would be kind of weird with this. This is not a perfect square. Maybe like here? I don't know. I could probably build a tunnel from like the beginning of this bridge, and then place this here somehow. You can try it. So I think if I just go into my highway menu and then go into tunnel mode and then kind of upgrade these roads into a tunnel maybe. Oh, that's perfect. It ends right at this what used to be a bridge. Okay, and then I can fix this up a little later. Alright, well that's okay. This looks cool. And then, yeah, look at that. The convention center, or it's the Modern Technology Institute, can go right here. Let's try that. Alright. Now what I want to do first is I no longer want this to be a bridge, so I'm just going to go into non-elevated mode. Well, I'll probably need anarchy. Something like that. If I just back up these 2 nodes. There, I think that works out. And then I'll do the same thing with this 4-lane road. And then I'll fix these tunnels up. Maybe if I just drag this node a little bit farther. Okay, mini best, c'est soit que t'es in ou t'es out. If I drag this node a little bit out, or maybe if I drag this one out. There. Well, that's pretty even. That looks all right. All right, well, now I'm excited. Because what I can do now... Oh, okay, I have an idea. If I do that, now that's cool. That looks awesome. So you're driving down the highway, you go around this curve, and then you look up, and then you see this giant convention center. Well, this giant institute of, oh, look at that, MTI. It's like MIT, but different. It's MIT from Wish. There you go, MTI. But yeah, that looks awesome. You're driving down this highway, you look up and you see this big building. Looks like a convention center. And then we can have a nice park right in front of it. And you know what? So I was maybe in the future planning to build some sort of interchange that intersects with this main road here. But I can actually still do that with this being a tunnel, and this helps in some ways because I can just build an underground interchange now and then have some exit and entry ramps just kind of popping up from wherever I need them. I can even build like a massive interchange under here. Well, it can't be too big. I don't have that much distance to play around with, but you know, I can maybe have an exit come up from underground and like come up around one of these buildings. That would be cool. Anyways, we'll get into that a little later, but this looks cool. I like this. What do you guys think? All right, well, we got that figured out. The next issue I really wanted to address... Oh shoot, it looks like we are kind of going through a death wave right now. And it seems to be concentrated to downtown, and I'm not really surprised because this area basically just blew up within one episode. We went through a giant population boom at some point, and everybody's just dying at the same time. So how are we coping with death care? Oof, okay. Do we still have crematoriums? Oh my god, we have crematoriums now. All right, I'm gonna pause the game because our cemeteries are rapidly filling up. This is not good. And crematoriums are in need right now. And the thing with crematoriums is you need a lot of them during a death wave. So let's place a few of them down at least. I don't want to go crazy and build some sort of like crazy system. But I think I should at least place down a few dotted around the map so we can deal with this death wave. I'm thinking something like this maybe. And then as far as cemeteries, we're at almost 70% full. We only have 2 in the entire city. So I can maybe place one down here. I'm worried about downtown. I really want to avoid placing them in downtown, just because of the whole space. You know, there's not a lot of space. Maybe place one here, I guess. And then we can at least still have the same grid pattern. That really doesn't affect much. There, so we got a few more cemeteries. And now that'll provide the city with a bunch of more hearses that can drive around and collect people. But yeah. The city's first death wave. The city's first death wave. And a lot of people seem to be sick too. I'm guessing because of noise pollution. Yeah, noise pollution is really high, it looks like. Where is noise pollution? Oh, here. Oh my god, yeah, that is quite high. Especially in like the central part of town right over here. What can we do to fix that? I'm thinking maybe can we just like transform these into tree-lined streets? Does that make any difference versus the non-tree-lined streets? I don't know if that makes a difference. Decorations lower noise pollution. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say the tree-lined streets reduce noise pollution slightly above the like just the grass. I don't know if that's gonna be enough though to like really kill the noise pollution. Maybe I have to destroy a few of these buildings and place a nice park. Maybe try that, or let's place a nice plaza actually. Let's see what this does for the noise pollution. I'm gonna guess it's gonna help. Oh yeah. It seems to have helped a little bit. Maybe not enough though. I mean, I don't know. Not a ton of people are falling ill. It's gonna be a problem no matter what. I feel like you can never really alleviate noise pollution 100%. Yeah, I feel like as far as noise pollution goes, the only thing you can really do is provide enough health care. So when they do fall ill, they don't die. You know, they'll just go to the hospital and then come back. Average health, I feel, is kind of low, though. 66%. That's... I'm assuming we could probably raise that. So capacity is okay. We have enough capacity. It's just... Actually, what can we do here to improve the health of our citizens instead of just placing hospitals? We have a child healthcare center. We have an elder care, which I believe I placed one down, yeah, over there. Oh yeah, we have a sauna. That would probably help. Medical helicopter depot. This is probably a good thing to have. I don't know if I want to place that right downtown, though. Sports hall and gymnasium offer citizens more exercise opportunities, giving a small health benefit to the neighborhood. Oh, it looks like this might have a range as well. It has a radius. So a gym would be nice. Let's place a big gym near downtown. It's gonna help out our citizens. Man, there's so many things. Community pool. I feel like this is something you would find out in the burbs. See, there's no healthcare available over here, so let's place a community pool. that'll probably help out. Oh yeah, look at that. We just went up like 2%, 3%. Everybody's upgrading like crazy now. Look at that. City's going wild. Just because we included a whole bunch of new services. There. Well, what else did we have? I think we had a couple of extra buildings that I didn't place down. I think really the only building that I'm missing is a child healthcare center. What does this do? It increases birth rate within the building's radius and offers health services to children and teens, creating a health benefit. Okay. It only has a capacity of 50, but better than 0, I guess. So why don't we place one of these down? There, I'll just place it near the convention center, or near MTI. Alright guys, well at this point we've covered education, we've gone over healthcare and a few other things, but now let's briefly go over fire protection and police protection afterwards. So coverage for fire is not bad. We're missing a bit of coverage over in this corner of the map, so let's place down a fire hall. Or actually it's a firehouse. It's the smallest version of this. And then I think fire station. How does this differ from firehouse? So this has a capacity of 6 fire engines versus 25. Yeah, so this is going to respond to like way more fires around the city. So I think the best course of action would be, we have a firehouse over here. Let's move this one over towards the agricultural area just in case. And then let's place a actual fire station which has a way higher capacity over here. So now like all of this area is protected. I think fire protection is good now. Now as far as policing goes, well, okay. We have quite a few criminals in town. Crime rate remains really low though, so police are doing a very good job. But yeah, our jail availability is not great. Coverage is good, but it's just jail availability is a bit low. And to fix that, I think I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm just gonna delete this building, and then let's place down a police headquarters right here. And is that going to increase the jail cell capacity? Let's take a look. Yes, it does. Perfect. And this is ever going to increase land value even more. So there we have it. We've gone over all of the essential city services. I'm not going to go over everything. There's like land value. Oh, look at that. Land value is like way up, which is great. But yeah, I'm not going to go over everything. I think the most essential things we've gone over. And we're going to leave it at that for this episode. Now, for next episode, oh my god, we had a fire over here. Well, we got some extra fire protection with this firehouse over here now. Although this was a forest fire, so that I don't think this applies. We may have to put some fire towers here and there, but we'll worry about that another day. So yeah, next episode I'd like to focus again on Industrial Island. I want to get this rail line tapped into. So I'm going to create the rail line that I was talking about a few episodes ago. But I've had multiple people comment that I should place a cargo train station or a freight train station near the agricultural area. And this would just allow us to export our goods a little more effectively. But on top of that, I want to get into some factories. We have some factories that we can start playing around with, and multiple people again have mentioned that factories will dramatically increase the income into the city. So, you know, just having the agricultural area is nice, but you know, it can't really produce a large amount of money without having a factory to actually use up the goods. Because look at that, like a lot of these pastures and fields and stuff, they're always complaining of not enough buyers. So we can alleviate that by maybe placing down, you know, some basic factories to start off with, and upgrade to some larger factories as we go on. But a bakery is probably a good start because we're making everything we need for that now. So we'll get into all that stuff next episode, guys. And basically, I'm just taking the city as things come along. I don't want to really make very specific agendas for each episode, unless, you know, there's like a specific project that I think I can make an entire episode on. We're basically just going to take it as it comes, you know, go with the flow. So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this episode. This one was a real good one and a ton of fun to do. So if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for much more content coming down. And until the next episode, take care, everyone.